Hello and welcome to Dad's Gaming One. We are going to continue on with Game Builder Garage. Big news today that the new Switch model was announced by Nintendo coming out October. Just leave comments on what you think of this new. There's some newer features, but overall, the insides, the horsepowers doesn't seem like there's much difference. But bigger screen, better speakers. Network connection built into the base. So let's get right to it. All right, hello, and welcome back into Game Builder Garage. Let's see. All right, so we left off on a roll, lesson number 2. We have 5, 6, 7, and 8 left. All right. So how are you this fine step? Okay. Implement a way to count the number of apples. That is correct. Some other plans in store for that number. Like figure out how many apples we still have left to collect. Oh, okay. And that's not all. We're going to do even more mathematical magic to create a win condition for our game. But enough of my blathering. Let's hop right in. At the moment, the game screen tells us how many apples we've collected in total. But we really wanted to show how many apples we still need to collect. Time to fix that. So our goal is clear. When there are no apples left to collect, we win. Let's see, we have to collect 5 apples in total. So we can work out how many apples are left by subtracting the number we collected from 5. All right, calculator node on. All right, so now we're going to open up the middle, do some calculations. Oh, it's pretty simple. So you really got to put the pieces in between what you're doing here. I excel in performing quick, precise, and logical calculations. Okay. Yeah, so new Switch announced today. Looks nice. Looks really nice. But I don't know if it's worth the big upgrade, personally. But I'll probably get it to have another Switch. But the result of the calculation will merge at my output port. Okay. So let's move it into position. So the counter, we're going to connect it here to input. So input 2, this value is the number of apples you have obtained. So there's apple, we're counting, and then the calculation. Now I'll need a number at my input 1 port, if you'd be so kind. Oh, okay. So we need the node on that'll output the number 5. We need a constant node on, okay? Boy, there's going to be a lot of trial and error, I think, when building or designing. All done the lessons and designing one from scratch. Now from constant, let's get constant node on called up. There is but one immutable and changing truth in this world. Okay, your constant companion. All right, so let's space it out, organize it, which I can see is very important because you're going to have a lot of stuff going on. Open the settings now. All right, so the output value for constant. Whoa. Pretty high. All right, so we're going to go to 5, close the settings. So, okay. So assuming we're going to put it in input 1. Very good number. Subtract the number of apples collected from 5 and output the result with my superior algorithms. Now connect a node on that we want to be input to the number object node on. All right, so select the connection between the counter node on and the number object node on. So before, so since we connected these two, we don't need that one connected to the counter. We need it to connect to the calculation. Instead, we link the calculator node on with the number object node on. Okay. So after it does its starting at 5, counting, subtracting 1, we're going to show the number up on the screen. We sandwich the calculator node on in between the other nodons like so. Okay. Are we ready to test? Oh. All right. So just by tilting the controller, 4, and there it goes. Oh, I should have picked that first. There it is. That's pretty cool. Now we get to the part where you win if you get all the apples. If you get all the apples, condition really means is if you get 5 apples. All right, need a nodon that'll help us compare things. All right, so middle. So the comparison I would imagine if you're getting equals probably 0. That's where we're heading. Why do people insist that some things are beyond compare? I compare pretty much everything. So I think if you dig around enough, I think there's a lot of a lot of objects you could put into here. Let me just adjust this a little. All right. Okay, so just input the value you want me to compare it with at my input 2 port. All right, so clean board here. So then we want the constant compared input 1. Okay, so connect the counter nodon to the comparison nodon's input 2 port. Number of apples collected, I'm all about that. Compare the number 5 with the number of apples collected, and when they match, I'll output a signal. Party poppers to celebrate, okay? So they're really gonna do it, so you need effect nodon. All right, so your object, which is our apples, it's counting. There's 5 apples that are gonna be on there. -1. This is gonna see when we get to 0. And there's our counter. All right, so special objects. What do they have in here? Moving, rotating, extending, effects, text, number, and texture. So the effects, we have fireworks. I can't see the 2 behind there. Smoke, party popper, damage, countdown, failure, and light. All sound pretty interesting. He looks ready to be in effect. I'm here to entertain your socks off. All right, so I'll pop in party. Let's move this out of the way though. Whoops. So let's connect the comparison nodon to the effect nodon. And now the party popper effect should go off once you've picked up 5 apples. For some reason, I think it's not going to work right, but we'll see. Because we don't know. Well, I guess that's counting, so if it equals it. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. 3. Yes, it did. Okay. The party poppers went off when you picked up the last apple. Something missing. Party poppers alone aren't quite cutting it. This is a big moment. It really is. We've won the game here. It wouldn't be right without some kind of sound effect too. Okay, so they got sound effects. The sound Nodon. So you get instruments and sound effects. The sound Nodon. Okay. Pretty cool. I don't think you're getting this party started without me. No, you gotta have music. Or actually sound. Okay, so let's put the play sound Nodon in the blue frame. Because as you can see, everything is all over the place, so keeping it organized is the best way. Now open the settings. Here's a bunch of effects, keyboard instruments. You even have system sounds. This time I like to select voice. Oh, it's got pretty cool, enough snoring and screaming. Oh, I can't try other ones. You can only pick what the lesson wants you to. All right. Connect the comparison Nodon to the play sound Nodon's play port now, please. Oh, so you can select multiple play port. So there's play. Oh, you can even change the volume and the pitch. So you can actually tweak a lot of the stuff that's in here even further, which is pretty cool. We got a yay, and we've got the party poppers. It does add some oomph. I feel good about that victory. Brings us to the end of this session. Yes. It's pretty interesting. Some new things in there. Okay. I remain impressed. Okay. We got our game to calculate the number of apples left to collect. Okay. Yep. We've got a lot of things added in there. So, some visual effects, some sound. Okay, so we are going to move on to number 6. Alice's Guide is full with a couple more. A user-friendly experience is number 6. Okay. Yep. This time we'll be adding some things that'll make the game easier to play. It already seems pretty easy. First, take a look at the game screen. Kind of difficult to tell what exactly you're supposed to be doing, isn't it? Okay, so we'll have to tell the player what they're supposed to do. Huh. There are a few ways to do that. But let's keep things simple and spell it out with text. If we want text to show up in the game screen, we'll need to call up a text object Nodon. Okay, special objects. I think we were in there before. Yep. Okay, so text object. What the textures are. Okay. So there's a text object Nodon. Informative text. Let's see. Let's move it over here. And whoop, the other way. See how this would be much easier touchscreen. Now open its settings. All right, so there is the properties. Did it say what we're supposed to be doing? I don't remember actually, but let's see. I bet it did. Hold on, let me go out. Did you enter get the apples? No, I didn't. Nope. It knows it. Get the apples with an exclamation point. All right. Oops. B. No, I went too far. B wouldn't think it would let you go out. All right. Get. Oops, I almost pressed X. Use the Xbox controller. Get the apples. Okay. See if that works. Yes, I did. Exactly the way they wanted it. Okay, so a few more. Only enable visible. Okay. Yep, because we don't want it destructible. We don't want destructive. Thought we want solid, but we'll see. Movable. Nope. Change color to red. That's noticeable. Okay, so the text color will be white. Okay, so the text display side settings. Oh, okay, so we need the text to point upward. That's right, because we tilted the screen flat. So now we'll set the Y position to 0.60. This is where I mean, probably when you get to the bit designing your own, there's gonna be a lot of trial and error to see how this looks, which is pretty cool. Get the apples. So I'm just playing along like, what am I supposed to do with this game? Oh, get the apples. All right. So it doesn't say to tilt your controller, but we can add that too. I think you can edit these when you're done too, so. All right. Our text is legible. Yes, it is. Looks good. Now we know what we're supposed to be doing in our game. Okay, what's next? We can't really tell what this number here is supposed to mean. Can we, let's clear up any confusion. All right, so I'm assuming we're going to copy this and put maybe score. Okay, make it a bit smaller. Not that small. And enter remaining. That's right, because we're going, we're subtracting it. B. Oops. All right, so remaining. I don't know if there was a colon in there, but I'm just going to leave it like this. Yep, we'll probably know I didn't if it's supposed to be in there, but that's okay. It is too. Oh, please be in there still. Yes, all right. Oops, let's add the colon in there. Well, you can't put anything past it. I did. All right. I think we... Oh, I see. We put it right... We already put it next to it. Get the apples. Remaining. So we got 5 apples. Let's see. 4. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right. All right. Perfect. That looks pretty good. Streamline the process and make the game automatically restart when the player wins. It's time to call up a retry Nodon. I think we had that before in our first lesson. But maybe not when you hold down the minus button. And slap it into the blue frame. Oh, not that blue frame. The other one. So embarrassed. What's wrong? You know Timer Nodon? I sort of misheard the name and thought it was Rhymer Nodon. So I was like, you're no fool. Stay in school. And I got the weirdest look. I want a do-over. It's never as bad as you think. Well, almost never. Anyway, let's call up Timer Nodon. Okay. So timer. I'm not mad because you got my name wrong. I'm mad because it's such a stretch. Sorry. I'm not even that bothered, really. There's no need to apologize. Just try to remember my name. Sounds so sad when it talks. Okay. All's well that ends well, I suppose. Let's slide the Timer Nodon into the blue frame, okay? Okay. Now open the settings, if you please. Set output after how many seconds? To 2. All right, so take a look. Output after how many seconds? 2 seconds. Continue output for how long? Nodon will output 1 after waiting for the specified time. Okay, let's see. Connect the comparison Nodon to the Timer Nodon's input port. All right, so it's comparing it, putting it in the timer. We also want to connect the Timer Nodon with the retry Nodon. So, interesting. I would have thought when you're done it would end, but it's 2 seconds must be. So 2 seconds for the poppers to go off and the sound. Okay. So let's see. What am I supposed to do? Pick up the apples. And what I have remaining? 5. Just a little recap. There it is. Poppers, sound, 2 seconds, restart. Perfect. And just like that, we're back at the start. That's much easier now, isn't it? It sure was. It's pretty... Gets a little confusing with the top part, actually, to tell you the truth. The game board is a little more straightforward than connecting all the timing and the countdown. Okay, head back. How about that? Step 6 is done. Nice. All right, so that is going to wrap up this Game Builder Garage, lesson 2, steps 5 and 6. We got our text on what to do, and we have our remaining counter. See how many we got left. We've got sound, we've got a visual at the end, and it restarts. All right, so the next one will be teleporting. And if I remember right, when we showed the example in the beginning, there's these marks on there that if you hit it, it looks like it's going to teleport the ball back to the beginning. So lessons 7 and 8 will be on the next video. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, comment, and get notification of the next one to finish up this lesson 2. Everyone take care, and we will see you later.